The Secret, an eye-opening book. As above, so below. As within, so without. Everything is from the within out. We create a reality from within. Personal development. 198 pages divided in 10 chapters. Book by Rhonda Byrne. I think you pronounce it that way. Honestly, I don't know. If you're really interested in the subject, it's actually a book that you can create a library around because of the amount of people that participated in its creation. In the acknowledgements, Rhonda is actually mentioning Jerry and Hester Hicks and the teachings of Abraham, which have been of very big impact on my life. They are not part of the book. It's a nice touch that at least Rhonda mentions them because they are probably the biggest source of The Secret. But let's get into it. Even this book is a book that I read more than once. I read it in 2009 for the very first time, and then again in 2010 in Italian, and then for the third time, the first time in English, so that I could make this video. The first time that I came across this book, I was probably at the lowest point of my life. I was living in Hungary, and without finding a job for 6 months, I got into depression. I was addicted to online gaming, and I was really not going anywhere with my life. The only books that I read up to that point were books that were mandatory in school or biographies about athletes. So Eva, the person who is today my wife, came along and said, why instead of wasting all that time, you don't pick up a book? My very prompt and smart answer to that was, do you really think a book would change anything? Why didn't I think of that? She recommended me this book, and the first time I read it, I thought this is a bunch of nonsense. These people are all wackos. This is crazy. Little did I know that the second time I read it, a year apart, many things have already manifested in my life. So as they say, never judge a book by its cover. Well, I learned never to judge a book without first reading it all. No matter how skeptical you might be about a subject, first document yourself, first learn about it, and then judge it. Worst case scenario, you might end up having a more educated opinion. What is the secret? The secret is the law of attraction. That which is like unto itself is drawn. As simple and direct and powerful as this definition is, unfortunately, it is not part of the book. Chapter 1, The Secret Revealed, is all about the explanation of what the law of attraction is, which is the most powerful law that dominates and regulates the whole universe. Everything sent out comes back to the source, and the source is you. As Abraham would say, the universe is responding to you. What are you responding to? The law of attraction simply gives you whatever it is that you think about. You sow a thought, you reap an action. You sow an action, you reap a habit. You sow a habit, you reap a character. You sow a character, you reap a destiny. Thus, you can create your destiny by choosing your thoughts. The main point of the first chapter is that once that you become aware of this great law of the universe, you become aware of how incredibly powerful you are to be able to think your life into existence. What we are thinking now is creating our reality. Our life is in our hands. We simply have to become aware and conscious of the thing we think to create the life we desire. Full of practical advices, the first chapter of this book ends with a suggestion about how to quiet our mind. And the best practice for that is meditation. Chapter 2, The Secret Made Simple. In the previous chapter, the various authors suggested us to monitor our thoughts. How do we monitor our thoughts? Feelings are a great help in doing that. Our thoughts are the primary cause for everything in our lives. Everything else we can see and experience in the world is the effect, cause and effect, and that includes feelings. This is one of the main teachings that I personally got out of this book. Up until that point, I've always believed that the way I felt impacted my thinking. Little did I know that it's the other way around that things are actually working. It is our thinking that affects everything else. Do you feel sad? Change it. Think happy thoughts. You feel tired? Change it. Think exciting thoughts, energizing thoughts. It is our attention that creates our reality. Energy flows where attention goes. We have the power to change anything because we have the power to choose our thoughts. Our feelings are our frequency feedback mechanism. One of the suggestions in this chapter is to create a secret shifter list of things that will help you to refocus your thinking. Speaking of emotions, we cannot leave out love. Love is the strongest of the emotions. In fact, the law of attraction is also known as the law of love. The juice of chapter 2 is that we have to think good feeling thoughts. As Abraham Hicks says, nothing is more important than that I feel good. What most of today's gurus would consider goal setting. A lot of the concepts were way above my head. Maybe sometimes I just try too hard. Be better with books.
This video has been brought to you
By us at
Real Estate Helpful Solutions.
We Buy Houses, helping people. Andrew then anyhow, she recommended the juice of chapter 2 is that we gotta think to be able to think your life in existence. Improve your thinking by reading to improve.